Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stretch.
Buddy. Another
Hey,
edition of the
Justin.
Stretch Run. Yeah.
Sorry, while you weren't coming through on audio for a second, but it's better now.
Okay. Yeah, everybody, welcome. Let me know if it's lagging. I was telling Oldy. I don't know what the deal is this morning, but welcome everybody. Another edition of the Stretch Run. I'm Justin. Oldy, how you doing, brother? And everybody in the chat, let me know if I'm lagging really bad. I can do something to try to fix it. But Oldy, lots of cancellations today.
Yeah, yeah, they're trying to make it hard for us to watch racing today, and to handicap. But they're making the right choices for the health of the horses and the jockeys, so you can't fault that at all.
Yeah, for sure. Tony, Traveler, welcome. Yeah, everybody, you probably handicapped a lot today. And then what? We lost Woodbine, Laurel. We just lost Belmont, right? Oldie. What we have Gulfstream, race number 4 in 15 minutes, but we'll figure it out. I think we'll cover some Monmouth, right? We talked about that.
Yeah.
We'll obviously keep looking at Gulfstream. You had 3 singles, Tony, at Belmont. Yeah,
Well,
that's it's a bummer.
Tampa has not gone off yet, even though it was showing it was at 0 minutes, and they're not loading yet. If you want to take a quick look there, we could.
Yeah, sure. Let me jump over Tampa race 6 furlongs on the dirt, Oldie.
Yep.
I mean the 5-horse pace of the race or the 8-horse pace of the race 8%. Currently 16-1 on the morning line. 7 looks like was the morning line. Oh, I guess the 2 was the morning line favorite, huh? So I don't know here. Did you look at all at this race? I mean, this is a bunch of old timers. It looks like 3 and up. Bottom level claimer.
Well, the 7 is top pick, top GSR, not top GSR, top SOR, and top win, and those win at a high percentage. But looking here, maybe the 2 has a shot here. It is the favorite. I might get the perfect pace setup as well. If the 8, 1, and 7 all hook up in a pace duel here.
Yeah, I mean the 8, I'm money, is a price play.
Yeah.
Um,
Beat 48's a few back. The 1 is cheap speed. The 7's your second choice, but I guess it might be able to rate. There are a couple races where it came close coming off the pace, so maybe it does not go with those horses.
Well, which will make a good thing for the 8. I mean, the 1's gonna send from the rail, right? Like,
Yeah.
8's coming off a layoff. 3-horse, 1%. Probably get rid of that. What about the 5? The EquinEdge long shot, Hefner.
Hasn't run really since last summer. You know, after that second at Delaware, it didn't run at all, lost by 24 lengths, lost by 7, got claimed by a lower percentage trainer as well. And, I just don't know if this horse is good enough here.
Did they go yet? I'm pulling up the video on my other.
They have not yet.
Okay.
I mean, if we were to go off the board, no, see, all these horses stink.
I mean,
maybe the 4 shows up, or the 6. I'm going to go 6. I'm going to say 6 at
6
10%.
off the pace. I could see
Yeah.
it. Yeah. There's a lot of speed. I have no idea, you all. I'm gonna try it. You let me know if you can hear Oldie. I'm gonna take my AirPods out.
Nothing yet. No. Tony's 256 here. And they're off.
Can you hear it or no?
I cannot now.
Okay.
But it looks like everybody but the 6 and the 2 went and tried to get the lead. Seven's got a wide trip. It looks like might have horse. Two's just gobbling up ground right now. It's going to be go 265, just like Tony called it. Tony, you should have played the try there.
Oh, I don't know. I have to go
later. Oldie, you're gonna have to chat for a second. I'm trying to fix my second monitor
No
here.
problem. No, Tony, you should have played the try there. You had that read perfectly. The pace duel we thought was going to happen developed exactly as it appeared on paper, which, pretty much never happens. And looks like Ellis just went off as well. And you have Tappett's Conquest running here, who was a Brad Cox horse who ran in the Louisiana Derby, is at 3-5. In a duel right now with Magic Tapped on the far turn as they spin it into home at Ellis. And looks like Tappett's Conquest is going to get the better of this duel. But let's see if Magic Tap can fight back on the rail. And it's going to be close. I think Magic Tap is going to... No, I should not have predicted that because it was Tappett's Conquest that came back one more time. Nice exacta, Tony.
All right, I fixed it. We're good to go. Oldie, no more. I think I can get the sound from the other races too. We'll see. I'll pull it up on my iPad if I need to. But I think I got the. You can see Gulfstream right now on EquinEdge, right?
Yes, correct.
And then I just flipped over to the video. Can you see the video?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, let's jump back, y'all. Gulfstream race 4, Oldie. Pick 5 here. I put together a little cheap ticket. I know we made. Yeah. Did anybody in the chat or Oldie? You did play the pick 6, I think you mentioned, but
got knocked out by a bomb leg 1.
Yeah. I played a pick 5 here. Did you play one as well?
Yeah, I'm just gonna play back the rest of my ticket actually.
All right. So what was your budget?
Yeah, it's 108.
All right, hold on. I think that's the ticket I'm gonna play. I gotta look at scratches, but we'll jump to yours real quick. All right. 108. All right, let me know.
All right, I am 1, 2, 3, 7. I'm sorry, 8, not 7. I mistyped it in my own.
Okay.
The 7 horse
7
is my
single.
single.
Okay.
1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 7. 1, 2, 4 through 7.
Oh, hold on. I messed this up. What was your last race?
1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Five. All right. I think that's right. Double check it. You're single to the 7 in race 2. We have a little bit similar, but we single different, which is a good thing as always. We got 10 minutes. Let's do this quickly. All right, y'all. We will cover a little Gulfstream pick 5 here. Oldy, why don't you talk to me about the first leg here? I'll chime in a little bit. We're fairly similar.
Yeah, so you used the long shot. I did not, because this is one of those races where the long shot doesn't really match much. And on the dirt, I'm sorry, on synthetic. So one of the things I did last night, that I haven't had a chance to show you yet, was run the numbers for the individual surfaces. So on synthetic at golf, on synthetic, just in general, not just at Gulfstream, um, so E long shot with no matches is 14% overall. So not awful. But for me, I'm going to drop there. I'm going to take the one, the 8 actually on synthetic is second win, second E, and second SOR, and that is for winning at 47% on synthetic. So I'm taking that combo, and then filling in the 2 and the 1, who I think could be sitting in good positions behind there, and the 1, of course, being the top E pick, but not matching in win percentage, but is your top GSR.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit similar. I'm singling in race 6. I know why you're singling the 7. I mean, looks like lone speed in race 5. I did add before the EquinEdge long shot. I don't disagree with anything here. I just think they're going to go too hot up front. Those are outside posts for the 8 and 9. 8's going to get, pressure, and 9's going to go. They're going to show a lot of speed here. I expect these horses on the inside. Somebody going to sit the trip was my thought process here. The 7 and 6 actually are a little bit interesting, to be honest. So this is a fairly wide open race, I thought, which is why I wasn't going to take the 8, which is going to likely be the favorite. So, it's interesting. Let's jump to leg 2. You're single. You're single to the 7, which is the lone speed here. Let me know your thoughts.
Yeah, so I know normally you don't like speed at going a route at Gulfstream on the synthetic, but this horse has such a pace advantage. Uh, beyond that, second the second E pick and top pace are winning at 47% on synthetic when you find that combo. And so that this was, that those are the kind of numbers I'm looking for when I'm looking for a place to single. And, the other horses I liked here were the 2 and the 3, but I just think they're going to be too far back. The one of these horses is going to have to show more speed. Maybe the 2 has a little more speed. But really, the 2 also hasn't shown all that much since it broke its maiden, and now is first off the claim, going to a lower percentage jockey. So I just don't know about the 2, and I don't see the 3 with any speed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I understand why you singled the 7 here. I ended up I actually wanted to single the 3, to be honest, Oldie, but 30% to win. It's only its third start, so this horse only raced twice. It's a crazy allowance optional claim, right? I mean, you have a 10-time winner in the 7. I think
That was
this.
another thing I meant to mention too. Is this is a non-winner of one, and there's a or two, and there's a horse with 10 wins.
Yeah, I mean, fits the conditions. I mean,
yeah.
And it's interesting. The source is only 13%, and it's a 6-1 morning line, but it is the pace of the race, right? I think the question here, though, and it's 1-2 in a row, right? It's off the claim, and now it's with the 3% trainer. It'd been running in 10,000 claimers, and then it's still up for a tag today, but at 20,000. I think my main thing. I mean, this horse was a nice horse, right? I mean, it really was, and had made 300,000. It's definitely it came off a 2-year layoff. That was my biggest concern here. Been racing really well on the turf. They now put on the synthetic, which it obviously has issues. So they got to go over to the synthetic. So that's why I couldn't, even though I don't love the lone speed on synthetic, but or I don't love the horses on the front end, but this horse will be lone speed. So I think it's really dangerous. So I used it, Oldy, but my top horse would be the 3. So when we get to this race, we'll I think this horse can really improve. That's a big GSR
in 68. So it will be interesting to see, how the 3 runs here. But I do agree with you. There's no speed here, it looks like. So somebody's going to have to show some pace.
Well, and do you blame them for not wanting to bring this horse back on the Gulfstream turf? I mean, that was it came back right at the end of the championship meet. What condition that turf course was in. I don't blame them for bringing it back on synthetic, and it's run, reasonably comparable, especially, it looked like it needed that first race, but after the first race, off of the layoff, it seems to have regained that form. The other thing to note, even though you have a 4% trainer, he's 25% off the claim. First off the claim.
Nice.
And, I had to drill a little further into him. And that was one of the things I found that kind of surprised me. You don't see 4% trainers 25% very often. So basically, he's 12 starts. He's 4 of his 5 victories over the last 129 races have been first off the claim.
Yeah. And I think my guess, this horse has issues, so they went to the synthetic, over the turf. But we will see. Let's keep going because we're going to run out of time. And you just reminded me, I didn't even punch my ticket. So
go do that. I'll talk about the next leg while you do that.
Well, I'm going to single here. So I'll keep talking about this race. So give me 1 second. I think this, I'm seeing it's the track sloppy. So I kind of looked at that, looking at this race. It's a big field, but I'm taking Peach Nectar. It is the EquinEdge long shot. But this horse is going to be on the lead, Oldie. I do like the 1 as well here, to be honest. And I would play an exacta in this race with the 2 over the 1. And then I'm going to save with the 1-2. These are the 2 horses I really landed on. I think this horse could be really dangerous. You have a really good GSR. It's all of these haven't won, and, you can see over here, it's got this, this dirt figure here, and GSR jumps up after being on the Chapita for Safi. So he also has the 5, but I think this horse could be really dangerous. I like the speed on the dirt. I like the inside speed. I think it's a 2-horse race with the 1 and 2, but I'm landing on the 2.
Okay. I'm just going to say this, and I don't have an answer for this question. That 5, the low GSR Safi horse is very suspicious, and I didn't use it, but I probably should have. Zayas is getting off the 2 to ride that horse, and that to me is an alarm bell that Safi thinks this horse can run, or Zayas thinks this horse can run. I don't necessarily know that this horse wants anything to do with a sloppy track, though. That was one of the things that kept me off that horse, and that and the low GSR to begin with. But you look here, from an SOR standpoint, it's about the same. It's just, as I said, suspicious. The other horse that I that I sort of liked here was the 6. Low percentage connections. And I think Sonny Leone may be on his way back to Ohio if he doesn't start winning some races soon, because he ain't making any money at 9% there as well. But
yeah, it's a good race. I really do. I like the exacta here too, y'all. So when we get here, I'll be curious what type of price we get on it. But let's keep going, Oldy. We got. Let me see. They're still wandering out there. It is mandatory pick 5, everybody, as well. So we probably got about a minute, Oldy, if you want to talk about race number 4 here real quick. This is the feature of the day, which has 4 horses.
Yeah, so the horses I actually liked in this race, like the 4 scratched out. The 4 was possibly going to be a single for me, which is the other Walder horse. So that kind of made me spread here. The 2 and the 7 seem to, from a performance standpoint, tower above here. The question for the 7, I'm not sure if the 7 needs the lead, but may need the lead. Is there going to be too much speed with the 2 who's a little tactical? And then you have the 1 here who is top SOR and the long shot, who I added here. Normally, probably not a horse I would use. Does have a victory over 56s, can rate a little bit. First time out here, did not run great in the U.S., but was running against 70s and is now dropping to 62s. So that this horse may be sitting on something we're unaware of. It does have a little bit of a drop from 60 to 57 in the wet GSR as well.
All right. They're loading, y'all. Here we go. Oldy, can you hear me okay?
I can, yes. Good luck.
To take the outside gate.
Can you hear Pete too?
Wildcat Star. Pickup ride. Reyes coming up. Ready for action on the late pick 5 at Gulfstream. And they're off. Bullock away quickly, so is Wildcat Star. They're the first 2 to begin. Velocissima comes away in 3rd. Moving up on the outside and improving her spot is Extra Indy. Down at the rail goes Lang Lang. Then out wide on the course, Lady Petal. The early trailer is Temerity. To the half-mile point they go. Bullock locked up heads apart with Wildcat Star. They've gone 3 ahead of Miss Aria, who's a joint 3rd. At the rail, Velocissima. She's getting a good trip. Blazingly's improving in traffic well, 3 wide. Lang Lang is at the rail in front of Extra Indy, who's about 8 lengths off the lead. And at the back of the field remains Temerity. And at the front of the field is Bullock. Here's Blazingly with a big sweeping move on the outside. She's up into 2nd. Miss Aria next. Velocissima winding up Lady Petal. She's out in the center with Extra Indy. Temerity tries to slide through at the inside. They turn for home with plenty of hopes here. Bullock is in front, taken on by Blazingly. Temerity the rail down the center. Lady Petal from between Extra Indy. Velocissima next. Who do you like here? Temerity rolls at the rail for Jesus Rios. Velocissima tries to run with her, but Temerity got the trip, and Temerity will win it. 2nd, Velocissima. Extra Indy was 3rd. Blazingly
3 to 1. I'll take it.
You're hot.
Well,
104 and 3.
You didn't have the 4, so that's a.
I mean, it played out just like we thought, though, Oldy. I mean, the 8 and 9 with all that speed just was up front, right? And the horses just sat the trip right behind.
Yeah, no, and I thought the 1 was gone for a second. It just hung.
Yeah, it set it up perfect for the 2 and 4, to be honest. 6, talked a little bit about 6 there at the end, but ended up running really well. But both get through. That's a good thing. All right, your single is up next. My single's up in 2. My children just arrived from the candy shop, and we're ready to go.
Yeah, that they're probably all charged up with the sugar, I would imagine.
No, we're over at like the vacation house, and don't do that, bro. You're gonna hurt yourself. They just ran to the store there. Here you go. All right. You advance there. Let's see here. Next race. We missed Mountain at race 2.
Yeah, it just went off, but you have 2 Chad Browns and a Pletcher in this race.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't. They're obviously shipping here for a reason. I saw the first time starter.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really have much to say about this race when I looked at it, but yeah, the 6,
I really thought it
5
was
were the
those.
favorites. But
Yeah, I really thought it was those 3 horses. Camacho, I think, is on one of them. Which one is it? Help if I had my info up here.
Tony, the 4
And
almost won. That was close.
yes, that was almost the oldie trash horse of the day.
So true, man. That was close.
I'm just going to keep making fun of myself until
it comes back and it'll bite you again.
Yeah. Well, it looks like all 3 of those horses are going to lose. And the 3 at 11-1 looks like, unless it stops or the one comes with one of the greatest charges in history. Yeah, 3 at 11-1, just one at Monmouth.
We can look at Delaware real quick because we still got. I mean, we got Ellis race 8. Why don't Oldy, the 8 horse? This was one of your. I know you like this horse is 0 for 12, but what's the top EquinEdge pick or the EquinEdge long shot as well as top SOR tied? But let's skip this race. Nothing too exciting. Why don't we look at Ellis race 8 until I guess we're just kind of jumping. We got Gulfstream. You're single up and race number 5, light racing day, you all, with the cancellations. We lost Woodbine. We lost Laurel. We were going to cover Belmont today, Oldy, and ended up canceling right before the show. So we'll march on, though. Tony, bless you, brother. Hit the like button, y'all. We're glad you're here. Ellis Park, race 8, not exciting either. We scratched, Oldy, 3/4 of the field? We're off the turf, obviously. Yep.
How about on the turf at Tampa, race 7? If we can get it in.
There. Yeah, we got 10 minutes. I'm all for that.
I like the 8 here at 5-1, 15-1 morning line.
At Tampa.
Yep.
All right. Let me get it up.
Oh, did we miss? Hold on. I think no, so the timer's wrong, and we actually have plenty of time. We have 10 minutes to Tampa race 7.
Yeah, that's what mine shows.
My shows 0 minutes to post there.
Oh. Well, all right. What would you say?
I like the 8.
5-1, taking money, getting back big time. Lily of Wicklow. What about the first time? I mean, the EquinEdge long shot first time starter only 1%. That's not a good thing, but
0% trainer.
Yeah, that's no bueno. Sosa's riding. Is this Sammy Sosa's brother? Luriano.
I would assume no, but more likely to be his son than his brother at this point would be my guess.
Oh, Catherine, I've heard the smoke is really bad. I feel for all of you because in Seattle, we get that too, but it usually doesn't come till the later part of summer here because they get the wildfires in BC usually a little bit later. But I've heard it's just awful, Oldy and Catherine on the East Coast coming out of Canada.
Yeah, we had it for several days where our air quality was the worst in the world. We were at 266 for one of those days, and literally I woke up the next morning and my sinuses were killing me. I was coughing. I just felt like crap. And as soon as the air got better, that all went away too. So
Chris said they don't get any smoke in Florida. Yeah, that's right. You guys are so far south, man. You got thunderstorms this time of year, so I guess you get clouds and rain and hurricanes and all types of stuff.
Yep.
Akil, I just seen it only U.S. We don't have South Africa racing at this time. No international yet. Maybe in the future, but just U.S. racing right now.
Or does he mean, can he buy a subscription?
Oh, I don't know. You can still subscribe, Akil. We only have U.S. racing, but you could still subscribe for sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. So,
Catherine, I've seen it that bad before. Here I don't know if it was last year in Seattle, Oldy, or 2 years ago, we actually had ash in the air. There's like ash flying through the air and everything. It looked like it was snowing. It was so bad. Yeah, it's no bueno. All right, you're on the 8 here. I mean, these are all, the 6. I would like this horse, but it's only 1% Oldy. Like I can't get down with playing a 1% horse. Your 8's the top GSR, right? First time turf after 3 dirt tries. It's coming off a big layoff, but those were just the 2-year-olds. So comes out of Gulfstream, right? Definitely thought they had something here probably with this horse, right? And now they at least get it to turf. So I can see why you like this horse. This is a state bred, but it's facing open company. I guess I'll look at the 9 real quick. The GSR drops big time off of dirt. I never like seeing that. It's the top EquinEdge pick at 33%, but it's the favorite. I don't really like the GSR drop though, Oldy.
No, I don't either, but it did run okay at 5 furlongs on the synthetic with a similar GSR. So maybe you have to take that into account. The synthetic tab is actually worse than the turf tab for this horse.
Yeah.
So maybe this. Well, let's look at the old Justin Trek and see if it's a small sample size or if all those numbers. So 5.5 and 4.5 are both significantly higher here, Justin. They're in the 50s on that horse.
You're saying, are you saying on GSR?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's when you see stuff like this. It's pretty like, you don't really know, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, the problem is, though, but it could be, only to your point, this horse could just be getting the right spot. I mean, it did not run a bad race here in the 54, so
yeah,
it for sure fits. But I don't like betting these. They do win, though. I mean, I don't like betting horses on a surface I don't think it prefers. But I think in this situation, the way I'd be looking at it, right, is like, is this just a really bad field, right? But I could see why you would use the 8, right? I mean, it could improve. And the 9 could not improve and could, but it did run well here, but it may not want turf. So then, right, and if you're looking at the pace, what about the 5? So Chris's Motown gal, this horse gets over to turf, which it doesn't necessarily love, but it doesn't really love much of anything. Who's the turf? Who's the so the 8's the turf sprinter for sure.
Well, I think the 2 is a little interesting.
The 2's a turf sprinter too. It's its top GSR and it's overall top number probably on any surface or distance. I mean, this horse is a pure sprinter, Oldy. The 2, I think, going to be dangerous.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking a 2 8 9 exacta.
2 8 9. Yeah, John. Oldy likes the 8. That's his pick. Catherine, we might. I mean, we've lost, everything we were planning to cover except for Gulfstream. So we're just kind of jumping around today. It'd be kind of a wacky day, but yeah, John, Oldy caught the 8 there. The 9, we saw the GSR drop. I think you're gonna take the 9 or the 8, Oldy. The problem here is you end up with a 0% trainer, but has Meneses, who, the thing about him, this guy, Meneses has just destroyed me on tickets before, so he could be rather sneaky. So, he's not a terrible jock. I mean, he hits at 12%, and, with this jock crew at Tampa Bay, he's probably kind of the guy, right? I mean, so
he's IRAD.
Yeah. He's like, no, for sure, man. So I like, you're right. I mean, I think like a 2 8 9 here, the 6, The thing is, the 6 may run, Oldie. I don't think it can. It's not going to win at 1%. I'm going to land on the 2 at 7-1, getting a good price, even though it's a 0% trainer. There's 3 0% trainers in here. I'm going to play a 2 over the 6-8 is what I'm going to do.
2 over the 6-8. All right, I'm going 2-8-9 straight exacta box. Not straight,
Okay.
obviously. Exacta box and the 5-1 at Ellis. Let me just look at something here. Of course, it clicked off on me here as I was trying to look something up. Hold on. That is your top pick, but it went off at 3-1.
Oh, wow. And we will cover probably Catherine Monmouth, but problem is it's like right over the top of Gulfstream this morning, but we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully it's going to get better. We also have between Gulfstream and Tampa, we have some quarter horse racing.
Ruidoso, I like it.
Yep.
We always. I mean, I love playing quarter horses. So, all right, I'm curious. I might have to. We'll see what the sound here. I'm trying to do everything on just. I lost my second monitor, y'all, so I had to jump back to just my MacBook. But we'll see. Oldie, I'm gonna take my AirPods out. Let me know. Nothing going on at Tampa at the moment, but let me know if you can hear it. I'll ask you once they start talking.
Nothing yet.
Yeah,
no, they're not talking yet. It helps when I actually use my brain.
No, you're good. I know we can't show the races, but I'm trying to have it on a separate tab. I think the sound might come through. We'll see. They're not talking yet, but you're on the 8. I'm on the 2. I would love to beat the 9, Oldie. I think that horse might be a little bit vulnerable just because it ran well, but as we can see, this horse doesn't want the turf. So I would love to see a 2-8, to be honest, Oldie.
Yeah, no, 2-8 would be great. And we're crawling our way to the turf here. And speed has been holding so far today at Tampa on the turf.
Did Tampa just start racing again?
So end of fiscal year, they usually race. I want to say around till July 4th, but today there is a mandatory race day by Florida law. And Chris would be able to explain it even more, but that for some reason that they have these mandatory days for end of fiscal year.
Interesting. Never heard of such a thing.
I know, which seems weird because a 3-day race meet or even a 1-day race meet, where the horses really either have to ship in from somewhere or have to have been sitting there or on a farm somewhere. I don't know that it's the best things for the horses or the horsemen.
Yeah. All right, looks like they're approaching the gate, y'all. 2 horse look good. 9 horse looks okay. Catherine, you're at the Saratoga Racina, for real? That sounds like
Very
fun.
nice.
That sounds like a good day. Oldy, I got my Del Mar Cup ready for Del Mar to open up with 3 weeks or so.
Yeah.
3 weeks from today, actually. Exactly. 3 weeks from today.
It's hard to believe.
Could you hear him or no?
No, not really. I can. Yeah, no, it just sounds like very light background noise. And we're a couple to load here. I do not know who Rory C. Miller is, the trainer on the. That does not sound like a normal Tampa trainer.
All right, I got it up. It's not very loud, but can you hear it a little bit?
Yes. Very little.
Yeah, it's just that guy's very quiet. 6 didn't break.
Yeah, absolutely blew the break.
Come on, 2. Get going. There's your 8, Oldy. Gonna say a great trip.
9's loaded.
As Raggedy makes a move to get down inside of Chris's Motown Gales, back 4th.
Yeah, that horse is like completely in hand, bro. We'll see. The horse gonna have to get through here.
Now Raggedy all the way up to 3rd, still pulling quite well down toward the inside. Just gonna need
Here comes your 8.
He's just waiting to see whether the 1 goes to the inside or the outside there.
Oh.
Raggedy pulls her way up to Poconos in front. Curling Rose tries to battle on. Here's another move. Just Mercy starting to rally. Raggedy, Just Mercy on the
4
outside.
gonna win, man.
4, yeah.
Back second, late run. Lily of Wicklow down the outside. Just Mercy. Acito Herrero to win it.
4
8
8.
up for second, yeah.
Wicklow and Raggedy have no excuse.
Ruidoso, what do you like? It looks like the 10 to me all day, but
All right, let me jump over. Would you say the 10?
yeah, not from a pace number standpoint, but from a performance standpoint.
I'm taking the 1. It's the top pace, and it's the EquinEdge long shot. These are trials. Who's got the top GSR? The 5. There's the 10 with the big GSR.
Yep.
Trainer jockey. 1 has some. The 10 is going to be tough on the outside post. I'm taking the 1, though. I'm taking the 1 with the top pace. The 4 are going to be tough, too, man. That's a big pace number and 25%. Good jockey on the 4 as well. They're going 400 yards.
Slow breaker, though, on the 4. And in the middle of the pack, too, could just get shut off completely. Can't break 8th here.
And the lone filly, Courtier.
No value, though, on the 10 now.
Into the gate.
Can you hear him, Oldy?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm on the 1, though. I like the top pace here.
Outside the grace.
No.
Lorenzo Empire. Here goes.
And now I'm not hearing anything.
That's because I had to tell somebody to stop talking.
I'm taking the 1.
Deck stack.
All right.
In the gate.
10 gonna be tough out there on that post, though.
And the favorite chocolate B completes the field for trial 3.
Top pace on the 1 with the long shot. Taking money too, Oldie.
Pretty good break. Courtier broke sharp.
10's dead.
This one.
Come on, 1.
We have Cowboy Coach
10 went to its knees.
outside. Johnny Ringo 1, 2.
Get up.
Johnny
5's
Ringo,
gonna win.
3.
9 gonna win.
Yeah, 9.
9, man.
Red blinkers coming along, then Cowboy Coach, and we're gonna have a blind.
Oh, the
No, I
1
think the 4.
San Lorenzo Empire.
is close, man.
Yeah.
Cowboy Coach.
The
And
1
I
the
think
1 was giving it up, but still hung
that
on,
next
man.
coming late on the far
We'll
side.
see.
Blanket
Race was over at the break for the 10.
It was between the 1, 4, and 9, I think. I don't think the 5 was in there.
Watch the start on the 10.
I mean, he didn't. I mean, it was not terrible, but you got to break better than that as a
Right.
problem.
I mean, it did kind of go to his knees or
Yeah,
stumble coming out.
the 9 was
I
flying, but
thought the 4 got up here, but let's see.
oh, the 1-1. Yeah, baby, 9-2.
Boom.
Can't pass this
I want
one.
to.
Oh, the 1-1 easy, man.
Second, the 4, San Lorenzo Empire.
Look at that.
Yeah.
9-2, Oldie. I'll take it. All right. There's a winner. It's why we cover quarter horse on here, Oldie. You can't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the pace number. And I'd be curious the pace combined with the EquinEdge long shot and quarter horse, Oldie. I think that's going to be a dangerous angle.
Is that hint? You want me to study that?
Yes, I do. Yep.
Collect the data and study it.
Yep. All right. Your single coming up, the 7.
Yeah, it looks like there was just a bad morning line, which happens at Gulfstream because you look and the 7's getting bet like you would expect it to have gotten bet in this situation.
All right, what do we got here? They're just coming out on the track, so we got a little bit of a time. I think so. I like the 3 best, y'all. I'm getting 5-1 on this horse, so I'm gonna play a little bit of money since we just hit the 1 horse there at 9-2. So I think Catherine, you want to pick 3? Well, you could play it really cheap because Oldie is single to the 7 here. I'm single to the 2 in race 6. You could play like, oh, that's Ruidoso. Hold on. You could play it really cheap if you wanted to play Oldie single with my single. There's no horses in race number 7. That would be our combined. You'd be playing it for $2. I like the 3 here, though. I also like the 1 here, Oldie in race number 6.
Yeah, race number 6 I thought was pretty wide open.
You could play it for like $12. All right, who'd you like here, Oldie? The 1 and 2, and who else? The 4. Yeah. I don't like to. Catherine, I just don't like to play pick 3s, something like this, because you're not gonna really get paid. You just have to make a decision. So, if you wanted to play oldies, that's oldies pick 3. If you want to single the 7 here, or I like the 3, so you could single the 3 and play it for $6.
You might want to think about adding in the next race that 5 I told you about that I think is sneaky.
That's the other Safi.
Right.
Yeah, I really like the 1 and 2 in that race, but I see why you'd say that. The problem with this horse, though, it's just like, I don't know, it doesn't even really have a wet number. I guess it does have a wet number. It's just really low. So it's 30.
Everything's really low. But it's suspicious that Zayas is getting off the 2 to ride there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Although Reyes gets used heavily by Safi too. So I don't. But to your point, Zayas has rode 3 times. So it is a little bit weird that he sticks here on the 5. But maybe it's a connections thing. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. It could be.
You play a daily double, Catherine. It's not a bad idea. Or play a pick 3. That would be oldies. I think he's saying $8 there. I would, if I singled in this race, I would single the 3. Source has only raced twice. It is, somebody mentioned when we talked about this to start the show, somehow this horse meets the condition book. My guess is because this horse had a lot of back class, and you could see it wasn't racing in state bred. So what's happened now is it came off a 2-year layoff and is now dropping into state bred, and it's been an open company predominantly. You can see it state bred races here were stakes races, well over 2 years ago. So, this horse is the problem is, and Oldie is singled here, but I don't, this horse has been claimed, as a 6-year-old and had a lot to it. It's still up for a claim though, but they do get it. It's a 20,000 optional claim. So they're probably putting it at the right spot. I think the issue is just going to be, what's going to happen when this horse gets on the lead and how fast it's going to go on the Tapeta course here. It's definitely not the same horse. It predominantly have been racing on turf, right? And, a little bit of dirt, and now they've turned it into racing on the Tapeta. Obviously, Gulfstream doesn't have any turf racing right now. So they're getting ready to load the Oldie. Any last comments on your single?
I just wonder if if somebody's going to claim the 7 here.
4 pull over 150,000.
So what I did to cover
Tigre.
my single of the 7 here was I played a pick 4 to your 2 and 3.
He's another with good recent form, but taking a step up in class.
Can you hear okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Uncle Armando.
Good luck, brother.
Connections won the carryback last weekend, and Dan Hertak. Monforte on the barn change will complete the line.
Don't stumble or hit the gate, please. I hate when they go to this view and you can't see what's going on when they switch too early to the view.
Yeah, horse definitely didn't want to load. It doesn't look like too much is going. It finally loads, it looks like, though.
No, it's not in yet.
Not in yet.
Monforte, Jose Morelos, the last horse to move in.
What I don't want to see is like a 70 length lead
for the late pick 4
going into the far turn.
And they're off. Beautiful start for Monforte with that high cruising speed. He's going to look to secure the early lead. He'll have some company, though, from Smart Striker, who protects inside position, and Dear Dad is up between horses. So 3 almost across the course from the
can race.
Down inside.
If you look at a lot of his wins,
Uncle Armando.
they were from second,
not Tigre, and the early trailer is Starship Wizard. Dear Dad tells Monforte, if you want the lead, you're going to have to work hard, as Dear Dad is in front. He's 3 parts better than Monforte, who's a stalking second. They've gone 2.5 better than Uncle Armando, who's a joint third with Smart Striker toward the rail. It's the Mar and Tigre, the trailer Starship Wizard. 24-1 for the opening quarter. It's not flying, it's not crawling either. Dear Dad with the lead by a neck. On the outside,
your horse and my horse
Armando and Smart Striker racing in tandem 3rd and 4th. And proving out the rail is the Mar. He's drawn within 4 lengths of the lead. He's racing ahead of Starship Wizard and Tigre, who's out in the center. 47-4 for the opening half mile. They leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn. Morelos is on the attack with Monforte to challenge for the lead with Dear Dad. Driven 3rd is Smart Striker. On the outside, it's Uncle Armando. The Mars being outkicked at this stage. 2 better than Tigre, then Starship Wizard. Monforte has made the lead. They move to the top of the stretch with Monforte in front. Dear Dad at the inside tries to counterpunch through 3 quarters and 11 and 2. Smart Striker tries to rally with Uncle Armando as they straighten for the drive. Monforte asked the question now by Morelos. He's in front a length and a quarter. Dear Dad fights toward the inside second. Down the center, Uncle Armando. Here's a late run from Starship Wizard. Monforte
he's run out of gas.
Clear a half a length toward the late stages here and splitting horses. Starship Wizard. Monforte wins. Monforte on the barn change is up in.
Really a shame that I couldn't get out of the first leg of the pick 6.
Yeah, did you double single?
No, I had in the pick 6. I had that same horse as my single.
Yeah.
Remember, I played back my pick 6 basically.
Yeah.
But if you look at that horse, it does have wins where it ran almost exactly that trip. In fact, the last 2 races, it wasn't on the lead. It just sat and let somebody else do the dirty work, and then won by about a length. So it may not be a open stakes company level horse like it was in 2020, but it's still a pretty good horse, a hard knocker, if you will.
Well, I mean, won a steep red allowance optional claim at 20. So I mean, they claim the horse for 10 and they drop it in here for 20. So they win the race, even if the horse gets claimed for 20. Nicely done by Aramis.
So
Hernandez.
Negrete in the last 365 days has 6 wins. 5 are off a claim.
Yeah, I mean,
that's pretty insane, though. I mean, 130 starts, 6 wins, 5 are off, but he's 5 for 13 off a claim.
Yeah. Jockey, that horse showed it could rate Oldy, like you said, and Jockey just let the 3 go. And I think the 3 horse, I think both those horses knew that was just not a great field, and it was going to be go to the front and figure it out. I think the 2 had a great trip, but he got caught all in between and everything. I'm kind of watching this Monmouth race, and it looks like I think a bomb going to win at 21. Oh no, that's the 1 horse, 6-1 going to win over a 4-5. Oh, it's close. That's close, but I think the
Monmouth off there. So that was race 3 at Monmouth. Was the 4 or the 2 win? Is that what it came down to?
No, the 1 won.
Hmm.
I think the 1 ended up beating the 4. The 2 and 4 were up there, but the 1 came in between. It really close. The 4 might have won, to be honest. They bobbed right at the end, and the 4 was catching the 1, but the 4
I think the 4 won the bob. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think the 2, the 1 was ahead, but just a terrible bob it looked like, or terrible timing on the bob. But it could be the angle of the camera too. Let's see here. 1, 2. No, I think
4 got an insane bob.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yep.
When will you be done with the thing?
I am sure.
When will you be done with the thing?
Did you hear him?
Yes.
He's like, I'm ready to go to the pool.
So we have 3 minutes to Ellis race 9 while we wait on this. We also have Tampa.
4 ended up winning that race. Yeah, let's look at Ellis. We can skip Delaware for the moment. Ellis Park, race number 9, Oldy. They got 2 more today, it looks like, and main special at the end. You got an allowance optional claim here. Saya's riding, Gaff riding, Florent Giroux, Machado, Morales, and of course Christian Torres over here. So a good race, Oldy, to be honest. 1 horse top EquinEdge pick, 31%. With Tyler Gaff-Leone riding. And then Brad Cox has the 6, Oldy, who is not getting any love at the moment. It's actually floated up from a 9-5 morning line to 7-2.
And Cox doesn't typically put Sayas up on horses that they're 40%.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy.
Granted, Diodoro and Torres are 30%. This is Gaff's first ride for Calhoun.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look here for a second. First time Tom Amos claimed for 80K, coming back at 100K and being protected. The 7.
Sources 1, 2 in a row. I mean, great claim. I mean, obviously think a lot of this horse will be 14% versus 13% last out, but that's a big step up in SOR. Even he did win a 74 though at 5.5.
Yes.
So yeah, 7's a tricky distance, from a GSR perspective. The one's the top GSR, but all of these are fairly well bred for 7 furlongs.
Am I missing something? I don't see. I mean, granted, this horse almost won the Knicks Go, but that was at a longer distance on the 1. To me, the 1's more likely to finish second, which it seems to really like doing, than to win here. And there's a lot of similar paced horses here. See, I don't think the 5's good enough to take advantage of that either, but if I might add that.
Yeah, I mean, this horse came off the lead in a 64, much tougher today. That was on the Tapeta too in GSR drops. I don't see it. Dropping G's. What a great name. Saya is going to come off with the 6. I mean, this horse has won 3 of 5. Oldy won a 76 rating off the pace, and then didn't run well at all in the Oklahoma Derby at Remington, and then went off a layoff, for nearly the last 8 months. It's a Gary and Mary West horse. It has won a grade 3 though, Oldie. I mean, this horse looked like it was something, semi-special, but
it may just sit the trip here behind the 2, 7, and 1, who all seem to want the same space on the track.
Yeah. I mean, the 7 gonna try to rate from out there did do it in the 74, right? So
yeah.
You got to imagine the 1 and 2 are sending along the rail. I don't like this horse being on the rail, Oldie, to be honest. It was on the rail here, got an easy lead and gave it up in a 72, going 2 turns. Now it's got to go 7. They're about to go. They just went.
Oh, I was going to play a 7, 6 exacta there, but was busy looking at it instead of watching to see them go in the gate. And of course, everybody's up on the pace.
It's hard for that 1 to do that. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very hard for that horse to win, but the 7 sitting out there, and then obviously the 6 is right out there with Louis, but
the 3 is looking really dangerous right now.
Inside with a short lead. Best actors pressing these two round the turn together. Chasing Time is working out a perfect trip. Right behind while third, just a length off these top 2.
Yeah.
My Honey Badgers racing 4th, 2 lengths back, dropping G's 5th round the far turn.
EquinEdge long shot took money and then floated back up, to be honest.
Chasing Time grabs the lead at the quarter.
3 gonna win. I don't think anyone's gonna catch this horse.
Dropping G's in behind, trying to muster up a late rally. They're off the turn. Chasing Time kicks away.
Question is, does the 5 get up?
G's got inside best
for second or third? Looks like third.
Chasing Time.
It's going to pay that. If it could get up to second, that would have paid really nice. It's still going to be a try that pays really nicely.
Yeah. It's a good trifecta. All right. We heading back to Ruidoso. It did us well last time, Ollie.
Sure. It looks like we got Delaware race 6 in the meantime.
Yeah. All right.
We got
one
possibly
horse.
only. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to mention.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to mention the exact same thing you just said. So I'm just going to be quiet. Go ahead.
Let's see here. I mean, the 123% top pace of the race, not a good GSR though, Oldie, in a 53, right? So,
getting the bug though too.
Yeah, Hawaii rides. GSR is not great, but it hasn't been. The thing that I don't like to see is when the horses get like 1.5 length leads and they just give it up, and
Yeah.
2.5 length lead and then give it up. So that would be my concern.
Let's see. So the 8's been going 2 turns at Charlestown, and seem to be doing better than 2 turns at Laurel. I don't know if this horse wants to go a 2-turn mile. And let's see, so that leaves the 7, who's the top choice. I mean, the 7 looks tough. I think I'd ride with the 7 here at 7-2.
This horse gonna sit the trip, or try at least off the pace. I mean, this horse was facing easier to wire the field, though, or facing tougher, so it does drop down. So, I mean, to your point, gets the bug. They're going to try to wire for sure, but I don't know if I trust it. It's its first time going, 8 furlongs and 21 tries. It's gone obviously longer, but
I'm thinking 1-7-6 here.
Hold on, they keep going.
Yeah, I'm thinking 1-7-6 at Delaware. And I'm going to punch that. I think the 6 is really interesting as well. high percentage connections coming in from Tampa.
This horse likes, it was on a great winning streak, Oldy, but this horse for sure fits. It's been in those were starter allowance races, and
this is a straight claim.
The problem is once this horse got to 2 churns, Oldy, it was much different. Look at it when it's 2 churns. This horse likely, in my opinion, wants 1 churn.
But you're probably right, but at that price, there's value there with a 4-1 on the morning line, and it's currently sitting at 8-1. And I have the same questions about the 8, whether it wants this kind of distance. It did beat 44s by 12, but that was going 2 turns at Charlestown, and we all know that those races, they go as fast as they possibly can at the beginning. And then it's whichever horse doesn't die out that wins.
Yeah. To me, the 7, I think, is dangerous here, Oldie. This horse came off the layoff, has had a little bit of trouble, but this horse has romped in its last 2 races, to be honest. And made it look easy. And I don't really trust this 1 horse on the lead. I don't trust the 8 horse at all. The 5 horse has shown that it can rate, but it's been in some tough races. It's lightly raced. 7's 2 of 3 at the distance. This 8 horse taking a lot of money, Oldie, at 39%. You're not getting any value, would be my concern.
So I changed what I'm going to do here. I'm going to play a 7 over 1568 over all try. It's $10.
7 over John. I do like the highlights too. 1, 5, 6, 8 all try.
Yep.
I don't disagree with you on the 7. Source looks like it might be tough. And 4 horse we didn't talk too much about, but the Source has been racing here at Delaware, not doing anything. Gets a dropping SOR though, so that will be helpful. But
yeah,
I don't. Angel Rojo riding. He used to ride over at Gulfstream. I don't really see this horse doing a lot, but he's getting a drop. I'm with you on the 7. I see they still haven't loaded. They're kind of approaching the gate, but
let's see if Ruidoso's closer. They're going to the gate there. There's I have to find that again because it just disappeared again, but it looks like Ruidoso race 4, I believe this is. There's a huge pace number on the 5 and the 10.
Those horses are going to be tough, in my opinion, Oldy. I wouldn't play here with the chalk like that. You're not going to find any value. I think both those horses are going to be tough. To be honest, it could come 5-10, 10-5, either way. And the 9 horse does have a big GSR, but outside that, I don't see a lot coming.
Maybe the 6, a Picasso chess.
6 might run, 4 might run. It's looks
still
like
not at the gate at Delaware.
Yeah, I turned the sound on at Ruidoso. 5's loading without the jock.
Sergio will climb into the gate to tie back on now. Doing that right now. Dark Enemy, she's last to load. She completes the field for trial 4 on day 1 for the grade 1, $1 million Rainbow Future.
6 is good value to your point, Oldy. Maybe it's 10-5 over 10-5-6.
Breaking out a little bit, maximum bump
5.
40, but wired 440 got away fast.
It's gonna be 10, man. That horse flying.
Yeah.
comes Scream Machine in a nice debut, then Maximum. But Dark Enemy has the overdrive going in the Jets, and Dark Enemy
10-1.
this field. Dark Enemy.
Yeah, one horse runs, but
then it's Scream Machine.
That's what's supposed to happen when you're the best horse and you're in the outside post.
yeah, I mean, 5 horse really struggled there, but 10 horse much the best. 5 got bumped, struggled, not surprising. 1 ended up getting up for second. So, all right, did they go? Delaware didn't go. Oldy, you're playing a Catherine. Oh, we might get to Tampa. Delaware race about to go. I'll turn the sound on. Oldy got the 7 over the 1-5-6-8 try. 7 flies out the gate with the 1.
And it's going to get caught like 7 wide.
Smartly backs off the speed where Suko takes that 3rd position away. Red and Tacos is fanned 5 wide with a 7 furlong peg. Chalk Hill has 1.
And the 8's going to go even wider.
Reynolds Kelsey, midpoint of the first of 2 left turns, and Expect to Be Ready is hounded by Elegant Taste, who's only a neck away in that 2nd place position. And Red, White, and Tacos at 9-5 is floated 3 deep for the back of the track run. Suko came away at joint 4th, but Daredevil will keep that 1 honest. And those 5 ladies are 1 lane clear of Chalk Hill, and still quite a separation to the trailer.
7-8 running.
That is Reynolds Kelsey, midpoint. Backstretch, Expect to Be Ready, controls the clock. Leads
or maybe has horse.
In case past the 4th, 2nd place position. Chalk Hill comes under a ride of that 3rd place spot. Monique's Daredevils behind a Wallace lead. Suko in the yard.
Come on, 7, get going.
Red, White, and Tacos needs to do a
Come on, 7.
Second last, not responding. And Reynolds Kelsey is finally picking it up at the 5/16 pole. Expect to Be Ready.
He's scrubbing. I don't know he can't get there.
This is the first one. And Chalk Hill's right there too.
He out of horse.
The turn of their homeward bound.
Wide, terrible wide trip the entire time.
Ready tries the counter in 2nd. They brush between Chalk and Monique's Daredevil inside the final furlong, where Elegant Taste is bravely holding to a 1-lane lead.
1 might come back on the 5 here on the outside.
Also has momentum 2 yards to the finish. Elegant Taste still holding on. Elegant Taste is an 8-1 winner.
Well, you get 8-1 over 15-1. Lots of prices.
So the low GSR 5 that I said was suspicious is your favorite right now at Gulfstream.
Wow, really? We got 7 minutes till Gulfstream. Let's see where Tampa's at, Captain. They're approaching the gate, so I would say not much time to really look at Tampa, Catherine. Oldy, let me put on my AirPods so we can jump to maybe Gulfstream because it looks like they're going to load here in a minute at Tampa.
So 1, 2, 4. 2 is not getting bet at all.
Yeah, 16-1. I like it. I'm hoping this horse just sends and's gone with the speed. 5 horse, even money, man. 1-1. As you said, going to be fairly sneaky. And I don't know if that's sneaky or what, but that horse is just getting crushed at the window. I'm on the 1-2 here, Oldie. The 2 over the 1, I'd box him in the exacta.
Yeah. Maybe we're the only ones who didn't see this on the 5 because everybody else is all over the 5.
I mean, there's the 5
that day, and now I think he's back doing what he wants to do.
Yeah, I don't really think this horse is a grass horse, but this could have just been a product of this is where the race came up. But here in this spot today with the 1 turn 7 furlongs, there's just not a lot separating this horse. I think he's just clearly the horse to beat. But if you don't want to take an even money shot, where do you go now?
Well, that's part of the problem. I want to mention quickly, too, he's not in for a tag today either. So there's no worries there. They like him. They want to keep him around. It's go time for him today. Let's shift over now. If you're thinking, where do you go? Danzig Chips is on the improve for Jenna Antonucci, who's had a very, very good Royal Palm meet down here. And she's doing pretty good work in New York as well.
Yeah, no kidding. A Belmont Stakes winning trainer now. And this is a colt that admittedly, I've played him both times in both of his starts, but he was a horse to me that when he ran second time out on June 3rd, that
well, Oldy, they everybody talking up the 5. No wonder it's even money. I don't know. I think Samantha was talking. This horse is not a turf horse. Well, yeah, it wasn't, but I mean, this horse is just not really bred well at all.
Yeah, what's weird is, the sire's 17% on wet tracks. Nothing, but there's no wet track breeding on the dam side at all.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it definitely, the number of the GSR goes up a little bit, but not much. I mean,
and the workout on this horse, this is race. I mean, it did have a 3-star workout. Yeah.
It's working well. I mean, you can see it here. It's working every 6 days, 7 days, basically. So I had a little bit of a gap there from May to June, which I, to be honest, don't love seeing that. It was off for 3 weeks. I never like to see, it raced. That's why. So it raced on the 28th. So it raced on the 28th, and then they gave it a couple weeks off. So, I mean, that's fine. I mean, came back and worked. I mean, Oldy, this horse jumps up to 13% from 5. To your point, you pointed out Zayas gets aboard second time. Safi, he rode here. He rides back. I don't know. I mean, I can't play this horse at even money. There's no freaking way. I mean, I'm still on the 1 and 2. I'm not gonna get caught up on that.
Yeah, I just, I'm hoping the 4 is on the improve, as they stated. I would love that. There's value at 9-1 there. What's interesting is the 6 is your second choice, too, which seems upside down for a 0% trainer with Sonny Leone.
Yeah, adios, Papa Chico. This horse, I've heard this horse's name all the time. It's 0 for 12 as 6 second place finishes. Like, I don't see it. This horse didn't look like anything special to me to finally get up and win today. Yeah, Tony, I wouldn't be surprised to see the 8 outrun its odds. I mean, Top Maverick ended up running second here in a 48. So for Lerman, so. I don't. I mean, it's got an okay GSR at 60, so I wouldn't be surprised to see this horse run okay. I don't know if it can win. I mean, it's still wild to me that this 5 horse is even money, Oldie. It must be it must just be completely ready to go based off these workouts and after this race, to be honest.
I mean, word must be out, but how can we cover this? Maybe a double.
I don't cover anything. No, I'm not. I can't. I mean, you're getting even money here. I mean, I don't know. Only 13% to win. I mean, that's just no value.
Well, there's no value in a double either. It's 3-1 on a 5-7 straight double, and 6-1 on a 5-2 straight double.
What did I say?
There is some value on the 5-1 though. That's 40-1. So I'll take.
Wow.
I'll put $4 on that as a cover.
So they'll be here at 7.
But
well,
and I get where you were coming from on the 4, on the 2 here. The 4 also had some pretty good numbers. It looks like they're not near the gate. I'm going to take a quick pit stop before this race goes off.
Yeah, go for it, man. All right, y'all. I mean, we got another minute or two. Has he, Jotham? I mean, the horse must be working like crazy. It's 4-5. I singled the other Safi, Anthony. So I singled the 2 horse. Tony, Oldy used the 1-2-4 here. So that's Oldy's ticket. He singled to 7 in the last. He then has the 1, 2, and 4 here. He singled Monforte there. I singled the 2 here, Peach Nectar. I love the 1, 2 in this race, to be honest. I'd box him in the exacta. You could add in the 4. I mean, that horse could run okay as well, to be honest. But I like the 2. I like inside speed here. You know, the 5 obviously is getting touted big time, but I like the inside speed. I always like that on the dirt. But I singled the 2 here. You're getting 19-1, which I would love the other Safi, Jotham, or Anthony. Yeah, Tony, I'm with you, man. I'm gonna, I'm gonna play a 1, 2, 4. I mean, and I'm not gonna trust this 5 horse. Like, I mean, it's obviously taking a lot of public money, but I'm just gonna stick with my opinion, and we'll see what happens. You're getting lots of, you're getting no value on the 5, so just tread cautiously. Right? I mean, you're actually going to find some amount of value on some of these other horses, but the 5 horse is obviously ready to go, I would say, with taking that much public money.
Yeah, and that's just a case where I missed the Zaya's jump off on that horse on the 2 to the 5. And hoping it doesn't burn me like it usually does. I believe these are another reason this horse is getting bet is these are the connections from White Abario. No, it's not. I thought it was. Safi did have a horse in here that was from today. That was from those connections. Maybe it scratched out or was last race. Let me just look and see if I can find it.
Arriving at the gate, last chance.
It might have scratched out of it's the 2 in the next race that I'm thinking of.
On that, Tony, I think you have to play some money on those horses. To be honest, even a little. I think the last race is wide open if you play a pick 3.
The horses are at the gate.
I was on the 1 and 2
in
race 7. I didn't.
Handicapping moving in for race number 6, starting leg of a late pick 3 offering.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Heavily favored here, right Karma.
No, 6, 7, or 8 for you, Catherine. There.
Papachico joins him in the gate with Power Humor and Peach Nectar up and in. Belts and Brooks. 3 more.
No pressure, right?
Solomon's Gold and Top Maverick.
I mean, I ain't gonna play no. What this horse? What's the
Top Maverick to the outside.
4 to 5. Wow, that's wild. Good luck, y'all.
4 and 2, not bad at all.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty crazy. 1 horse could be the upset. To be honest, I really like that horse as well.
Top Maverick and Angel Morales, the last one to move in.
I'm not sure Top Maverick is going to move in. At least it's at the outside. If they have to scratch it, they can just take down the number without having to move everybody over.
Looks like Ellis in 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Mop. I'm going to fall over the top of Gulfstream again, so we'll miss that. Ruidoso in 7, so it might be back to quarter horses, Oldy.
Yeah, sounds good.
Top Maverick temporarily delaying the start.
Wow, that horse.
That horse is saying, screw you guys. I'm going home. Come on, we don't want this horse tipping over. That's like the 5th time it's left its feet.
Not happy. And they're, oh man, they got it in the
They got it in. Kudos to the starting crew.
Now the jock's going to have to get on and.
Let's hope they get the gate open quickly before it.
All set.
even though it's not paying attention at all to the race right now.
And they're off.
One broke out,
Quick beginning for this big favorite, Right Karma. Actually, one of the last into stride. Stablemate Peach Nectar was away quickly and reaches out for the early lead from
Stablemate.
Is away in second.
Peach Nectar.
Top Maverick is on the outside, third from Danzig Chips fourth. Power Humor, White Blinkers improving at the rail ahead of Adios Papa Chico. Right Karma's ahead of one now, and that's the trailer, Solomon's Gold. And the run to the half-mile point. Peach Nectar's in front for Reyes, in front narrowly from Belts and Brooks second. The quarter time was 22-3. Up on the outside, that's Top Maverick, a joint third. Danzig Chips between horses, and Power Humor's at the rail. Ridden behind them is Adios Papa Chico ahead of Right Karma. Solomon's Gold still last. Around the far turn at the 5/16, it's Peach Nectar in front by Anek, Belts and Brooks. On the outside is now second. Two back to Danzig Chips together with Top Maverick. Power Humor is next. Trying to wind it up from the back is Solomon's Gold alongside the favorite Right Karma. They're racing together about 8 lengths off the lead. Right Karma just angled for racing room down inside. Getting started in the orange is Adios Papa Chico. Plenty of hopes here. Peach Nectar with a wall of pursuers. Right Karma cuts the corner and finds his best stride with an inside lane. There's an eighth of a mile to go. Right Karma closing good ground toward the rail. Power Humor with him. Danzig Chips and over the top. Adios Papa Chico. Right Karma. Power Humor kick on. Power Humor just in front, and Power Humor wins. Right Karma
easy, man. I mean, I don't know why that 5. I mean, it was a 1-2 race, I thought, Oldy. So I don't know where people came up with the 5. Like, I don't know. Was this horse? It must have just been working really well.
Well, I know Brian Nadeau released a video yesterday saying if you're looking for a pick 6 single, this is the horse.
Yeah,
and it was like when I looked it up and looked at the GSR, I'm like, that stuff wouldn't happen if you had EquinEdge.
Yeah, I mean that. I don't care if the horse broke better or anything. 107, Bill. That's crazy. But the one, I mean, didn't have a great trip either. So I think 2 got pressed by the 3. I was hoping that horse would still have something, but good race by the 1. I mean, I played a pick 3. I played some doubles, Oldy, I think, against the 5 with the 1 and 2. So at least those will continue, and we'll see what happens.
So I played a 1. This can't be right. So I played a 1-2-7 double. In the next to the 1. So for some reason, okay, now it's showing up right. It was showing up backwards a second ago. I only played it for $1, but it's 61 to the 1, 13 and 7 to the 7. So, still much better than the 5, but I'll take whatever I get here. I would love to beat the 7 in the next, because that would just be another favorite eliminated. And as long as the 5 doesn't win the next leg, we should be on to the pay leg.
Yeah, nicely done, man. Hit it again. You hit it last week. Mine just misses out. 2 horse got too much pressure. Couldn't do it. But the second, the 1 gets there, which was good to see. Beat that big favorite, the 5 Oldy for you, and 4-5. Out the window, and you get a 7-2. EquinEdge had this horse Oldy at 5-2 on the morning line. So, we didn't talk a lot about this horse, but it fit big time. Here was the second EquinEdge pick. 5 horse ended up only being 13% Oldy, which was very vulnerable.
So this was second Scotty top win, and I have that coded as green, which means it was over a 30% combination here as well. I had added the 2 because top GSR and top pace, top GSR, top pace are in the 20s, but it really was, the numbers on dirt say that the 1 had the best chance to win there based on the data.
Yeah, for sure. And Wiz, you're right. The 1 didn't break well either. It broke bad too. Yeah. So 1 was gonna. I mean, the 5 wasn't gonna win that race. I don't think, no matter what. So 1 had to navigate there, and the stretch is kind of all over the track, and had to get outside the 2 and not go up the rail. And Good trip, good ride. Ruidoso number 5, Oldie. I don't know if we'll catch. We got a minute.
We got a minute. We got time.
They are approaching the gate. 7 horse AJ Goldheart is the flip over to the screen, y'all. Is the big favorite here. It's the only horse that's won a race. So these are trials. I love playing the trials. Big day today. Probably got a ton of races. Yeah. Yep, total of 16 of them. You like quarter horses? This is the place to be. Ruidoso Downs. A lot of nice horses. Oldie, this horse has got a pace advantage. It does have a win. AJ's Goldheart. It ran in a stakes race after that trial win. Looks like it had a clean trip in a 72 and couldn't do it. So this horse is going to be live. Probably going to be tough from an outside post like that. I guess the two, it might be a little bit interesting. This horse is taking money, 14%. Does have a good GSR too, Oldie. I like seeing this at 400 furlongs or 400 yards.
Yep.
I would tell you, in quarter horse, use the pace and use GSR in long distances like this. So the 7, right? You can go use GSR plus. It can run 400. The 1 can run 400. Somebody like the 2, look at that, jumps up to a 65. The top GSR of the race. I don't know your thoughts, Oldie. Here, it to me looking like maybe a 7-2 or a 2-7.
They're loading right now, but I'm going to play the 2. What I see there also is that the 2, even though it was in a different race, going the same distance as the 7 in the race that the 7 won, ran the same time. And this time it's a second time starter, so it could improve here.
For sure.
And the GSR says that it should want the distance.
No, I like it. We'll see here. They're about to go.
Yeah, of course,
7 got bumped. The 2 got a great break, and 7 bumped the 9 again. The 1 is flying. 2 is not going to do it running like that. 7 could get there, though. We'll see.
No,
7
flying, but just too late. 1-7.
Yeah, top 2 pace, y'all. See, I'm telling you, these pace figures are dangerous. 2, we talked about, didn't run a great race, but the pace figure is very dangerous on quarter horses. So back to regular programmed thoroughbred. Rodney, my brother, I hope you're well, as you are doing well too, man. You're on lunch. It's good to see you, man. I'm glad you stopped by. We got maybe, couple more, 2 more races at Gulfstream only. We'll be here for about another 45 minutes. Play through that. Missed a lot of racing today with the canceled races.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah. Delaware Park though, Oldie. We got 6 minutes. Bunch of scratches though. So
yeah, it's probably a turf race that
came off the turf onto the dirt. They're off the turf, but the dirt track's fast, so not a sloppy track or anything.
No, I mean, it's in pretty good shape. The 4 horse is 6 for 11 at the distance.
Yeah, seeing that. This is an allowance race, optional claim. From the pace perspective, the 1's pace of the race, big time favorite here at 9-5. The 13, the second EquinEdge pick, gonna have to come way. So the top 2 picks right now are the pace of the race, and then a horse that has absolutely no speed.
Well, we have the front and we have the back.
So Jamie has got the 1, Oldie.
But does he have the juice at Delaware? or is that only at Parks?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. He won 2 in a row here. This horse is stepping up in SOR again, though. Yeah. Its races do come versus a little bit easier at Laurel Park, so ends up at Delaware here. Still going 2 churns. Well, I guess it went 2 churns last time at Laurel. I think if it won sprinting there, so this horse won easy with an easy lead last out, Oldie, but likely probably take a little bit of pressure, I would say, from the 4 today, don't you think?
I think so, yeah. And I think so what's interesting is the the top SOR horse, the 12, is getting bet. What did win on turf a grade 2. And
Yeah,
then
the 10
first
mile,
up,
we're back here. 80, Oldy, that horse was 83 to 1 and won that race.
and hasn't run a lick since then.
I mean, wow, that's pretty. Could you imagine playing that, y'all? That's just crazy.
And how often does Penn run on soft turf either? So maybe this horse just needs soft turf.
Mm-hmm. Could be. Yeah, it's a good point. And now, I mean, this horse doesn't want the dirt, so
No, not at all.
I don't. Yeah, Bill, I don't disagree, or I think that was Bill. No, John, about the 4. I mean, I don't think this horse can win. My point is, I think it's going to show some pace, though. I don't think this horse really fits, though. It could end up pressing the 1, though, if you're against the 1. I mean, the 1's taking all the money to wire the field here. But yeah, it does have 6 wins and 11 tries, but it's going to show speed, I would think. I don't know, Oldie, if this horse can rate is the problem.
Yeah, well, no, it has, at least going shorter. And sometimes you can rate going shorter and you can't going longer. But I'm looking at the 1, actually, not the 4. Yeah, the 4 I'm not certain about. The 6 is really interesting, though. You know, won by 10.5 last time, has a win over 56s, just missed against 60s for Lacey Gaudet, 3rd off the layoff, nice GSR, E long shot, and is 19%. So that's actually your second win percentage. You're getting a nice 6 to 1 price there.
Probably like 45.
You can take us to the pool.
Yeah, I mean, horse is getting bet down to its morning line, or EquinEdge morning line, which isn't surprising. I mean, the 12 you can cut. I mean, I think it's just going to come down is the 4 going to put enough pressure, Oldie, on the 1 horse? Yeah.
Well, the 6 has some speed, even though it's not showing on the pace number. It did win at Laurel going 8 furlongs on the lead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be. I mean, this 4 horse has been sprinting 1 churn predominantly, right? So
yeah, it's going to be fast.
That's why it's going to likely show speed with the 1. The 1's been on the rail, and it didn't break well 3 back. It wasn't in the slop though. So,
but the 1 can rate a little. Well, he may the 1. If the 4 breaks sharply, the 1 may elect to sit a little bit off and let the 4 go. Or the 6, whoever. The 6 seems to like this 2-turn mile distance. The horse is 2 for 3 at the distance.
I mean, it won last out by 10 lengths. I mean, can it improve again, I guess, is the thing. I mean, that was only a 50. It was a starter allowance restricted race. And I mean, it was expected to win at even money. So it now gets back into tougher competition. I think it's going to be hard, but
you know, we did hit a bunch of these E long shot second win percentage horses earlier in the week.
I mean, the 13 is going to be coming off the pace here. I mean, it may get a good pace setup, to be honest. It's been winning in the 50s. What happened last out, I guess, is the question.
Yeah. And maybe this horse wants longer, too. I mean, it's only a 1-point GSR drop, but this horse had been going a mile and a 16th or a mile 70. And now it's shortening up.
I think I'm going to land on the 13. I think I'm I'm hoping that the four who had been, sprinting here in the past is going to show some speed, impress this one. I don't necessarily like this horse on the rail, and I think that 13 is just going to sit a good trip. It can't get too far back would be my concern, though, would be the only problem I have in a field like this.
Yeah, no, and I'm really not sure how this race is going to play out pace-wise. And, there are horses that have shown speed that aren't showing that they're that fast. There's one horse that has speed that can rate and and has some tactical ability. So I'm interested to see how these jockeys approach this race too.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a bunch of 0% jockey trainer combinations at low combos here as well. It's interesting that Pennington's not riding for Ness, because I think he does ride some at Parks for Ness.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna play the 13. I think for me, Oldy, interesting. I think the only thing I wonder here is if the one doesn't break well and the 4 gets the lead, I wonder what will happen with the 4, because this horse has one on the lead twice. This was by a DQ, but at 60s. So those were going one churn 8 furlongs, though. That's my concern. But this horse does have speed. The 12 just broke
caught,
the gate, didn't it? Yeah.
I think the 12. I look like it was actually caught in there. I don't know if the assistant starter, if that's because the assistant starter had a hold of the reins, or whether the horse was actually kind of trapped in there. It doesn't look like they're going to pull the horse out.
Mm-mm.
The final one is Flat Out Flying.
The irony about Flat Out Flying is he only flat out flies at the end.
Away, yeah.
What do you have?
Wow, what a summer was slow to go. Burks is sent as the public's pick and takes the lead right away.
4 didn't show much speed. 1 gonna get a lead.
Nope.
Constitution's a little wide in that third place position.
And like I predicted, the 6 showed more speed than the system thought.
Wow, what a summer tossing ahead. Wants nothing to do with this today. And Flying takes that fourth place position away. So leading the first turn, it's Burks with the advantage of the pace and shows the way only 1 measured length. In between rivals, Fortune Fool is holding down second in front of Super Constitution to the outside. Tune In is winning the battle.
24 and 1. That's pretty decent pace for a 2-turn mile.
Tries to take that 5th place position away. Down to the 4.5. And Burks continues to show the way, and it's nice and relaxed too.
There comes your 4.
Tail. Fortune's Fool has chased throughout. The rail is open for Tune In.
I think that horse needs the lead.
Super Constitution tries to take second away as they round the bend. So Burks continues to lead the charge, flipping away from the opposition too. Tune In is now taking dead aim on this leader in second.
It's looking like it's either the 4 or the 1.
Trip. Around
13 looks too far back to me.
Still calls the shots. Tune In is right now the only threat in second. Super Constitution trying to hold third. Flat Out Flight is getting on track for a super effective.
No pressure. Made the 1 gonna win.
This is long gone. Tune In took a good run.
Flat Out Flying is definitely not Flat Out Flying in this race either.
Oldy, I didn't get a chance to get Monmouth race 5, but we got 4 minutes if you want to look here until Gulfstream.
Yeah, I had the data on that. Monmouth. Let's see, that was race 5, you said? Monmouth race 5. Let's see, so it's on the turf.
I mean, they're out. The rail's out. I noticed that. I did look here just for a second.
I hated the favorite here. 0 for 19.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I mean, it's not even the 4 the favorite at the moment. The horse,
the morning line favorite, I should say. I think the 1's got a puncher's chance here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
D'Angelo, who does win a lot of races on the lead, is getting a nice class relief here from maiden special weight to maiden 40s. Candy Ride shouldn't have trouble going a mile on the turf.
I mean, when it got the lead, Oldy, look, it just barely gave it up at the end back in March at Gulfstream in a 50. So, I mean, this horse is going to be dangerous with the rail at 36 feet and the rail out like this and having that speed.
Yeah, and the other horses that have some speed here, the 3 and the 2 look pretty cheap.
This 2 horse, there's something I would say up here. This horse is only 3%. Madison rides the apprentice Oliver. I would not. I mean, the morning line on this thing is very strange.
Yeah.
Oldie, like if you trust the system, I would play this horse in verticals, like 100%. Like I might play, to be honest, with the having these bad favorites. What do you have? 3, 6. You have 8 horses here in this race. I mean, you get some prices and this horse hits the board. Like it could pay really well. Like, I don't know why this horse, the system has it at 5-1. Like that's crazy. And of course it's not taking any money. I don't know if that horse can win, but I would not be surprised to get, 20-1 in this horse to get up for second and third.
Yeah. No, possible. And Wayne Potts is 100% right now. I believe he's 1 for 1 returning from his from a pretty long suspension.
I see that. Yeah, how long was that guy suspended for?
I feel like it was a year, but my feeling and what actual reality is often 2 different things. But it was a long time. It seemed like it was at least 9 months, at least around the start of the Aqueduct meet, which, by the way, we're getting Aqueduct again this fall while they're doing more work at Belmont. And I know you've enjoyed the Belmont meet. I typically enjoy the Aqueduct meets more than the Belmont meets. So,
yeah, I was super bummed today, Oldy. We were going to cover Belmont, and it's one of the only tracks I've really been playing at all lately, and it's been going well, but we missed out on it. So, oh well.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about this at Monmouth. That the other horses that are a little interesting are the 5 and the 8.
Mm-hmm. Somebody in the chat just mentioned the 5. Oh, Wiz mentioned the 5. Romping. Source gets over to the turf Oldy first time, but it's only its 3rd start for Kent Sweezy with Paco.
Yeah, and I mean the dirt tab is better than the turf tab, but it's pretty good. The 8 is a Boltadoro horse. Was sprinting on the turf and is now getting to go a route of ground. Does seem like, its good turf numbers are all longer. 10 furlongs, 9 furlongs, mile 70. They're all in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
This long shot could be sneaky here.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. I like the 1-2-5. That's for me. I think this 6 horse and the rail being out like that, and this horse having no speed and being, 0 for 19 with 7 seconds. I don't see this horse getting up. It's just not going to happen. I mean, maybe it gets up for second, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this horse run 3rd or run off the board, to be honest. Yeah. I'm with you. I think this 1 horse could be dangerous on the lead. I also, Wiz, and you talked about the 5 Romping with Paco. I mean, it's only its 3rd start. I mean, this horse for sure can improve getting 2 turns on the dirt here. So I like to see somebody a little bit closer to the pace here with the rail out like this a little bit and to win.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, it's going to be tough. And to add that you're an 0 for 19 horse that seems to hang and never get there, and then you put the rail out, that's pretty up against that horse, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be more, if I had to take some chalk, it would be on the 4. The Tampa connections of Bennett and Camacho on a horse that nearly won at Tampa in a maiden special weight.
I also, I mean, I don't know if the 2 can win, Oldy, at 23-1 and 3%, but I do. I mean, you're getting a big price on this horse for even, you know, a place or show is going to play a little bit something. I don't play a lot like that, but when I see horses like this in a really bad race and the morning line has that horse at 5-1 and you're going to get 30-1, it's not necessarily a bad thing to play an across the board bet or something.
No, I agree with you. Not a bad bet there at all, and maybe not a bad bet on the 5 as well. Top GSR.
I played a little bit of 1, 2, 5 together, and then I played a little bit of money on the 2. I want to see if this horse is going to run.
You may not be wrong about the 2 either. Maybe this goes off the board. Let's see what happens.
Bardash, welcome. At 7 going to win easy? I mean, Fish could. I mean, this is a wide open race.
EM's Treasure Girl. Bolt of Paradise to the outside.
Gulfstream still kind of jump there in a minute. I'm watching it, y'all.
They're Charlestowning it.
And they're off. Bit of an awkward break there for Romping. Had trouble at the start is the trailer. Speed to the inside from Her Credit. Goes out to the front, and here comes Bolt. Nice, applies pressure with spatial reality from in between horses. That's going to be the trick as we move towards that first turn. EM's Treasure Girl is just off of them, is in the 4th position, is now 4 lengths.
Well, it looks like you're going to get the pace.
Get away. They're the 5th position down the inside. That's Rapid Mistap it, and the gold cap actually gets past.
I still don't think that 6 can win, man.
No.
Rapid Mistap it with another.
We'll see, though.
4.5.
I don't think I would have taken the 6 even if the rail wasn't out.
The trailer. They work to the backstretch. Lend Her Credit has got the lead. Lend Her
But
Credit.
we'll find out in a minute if that horse just circles these guys right here.
Second, moving forward, EM's Treasure Girl and Sammy Camacho. They've found some clear running room from the 3rd spot, and tightly at the rail is going to be Bolt of Paradise, who needs room. Less than a half mile to go. That's the leading 4. Here comes that move from Lane Leslie and Office Etiquette. They're on the move, and they make it 4 wide as they move into the far turn. Still, Lend Her Credit, who's got the lead. Lend Her Credit into the far turn. EM's Treasure Girl backing out of it there. Okay, spatial reality to find more. Down to the inside. Lend Her Credit to the outside. EM's Treasure Girl. Girly the Butcher is the gray. Has made up a lot of ground. Is in the 3 path. They reach the top of the lane. EM's Treasure Girl. But here comes that big move from Rojas and Girly the Butcher. Girly the Butcher is just eating up the turf right now. It's Girly the Butcher who's up.
Got a good pace setup, but
EM's Treasure Girl is back to second inside the final 16.
the 2 going to run. I don't think you're going to get 3rd, though. They're going to get 4th.
Almost there. Girly,
All right, loading in the gate at Gulfstream.
Okay. Office Etiquette. The link run there from Rapid Mistap it to finish 4th.
Rapid Mistap it.
Good luck, Oldy. I got the 1, 2 here and a pick 3 in the daily double. I didn't use the 7.
Big Daddy Dave draws the outside, so he'll complete the line.
7, 2 to 5 right now.
Rim the gate. And they're
He
off.
stumbled.
Smooth beginning for Stat. Down at the inside are Wani. Out the center, Big Daddy Dave. And at the back is Hunter. Out of the chute onto the main track, Edgard Zayas sends Stat to the top. He has some token pace pressure from race favorite Big Daddy Dave, who's in a flanking position in second. They've gone 3 ahead of Irwani, who's now 3rd, and the trailer is the long shot, Hunter. Out of the chute onto the main track, the 2 principals in the betting market are 1-2 with 6 furlongs to race. Stat settles in with a 1.5 advantage. Big Daddy Dave right where he wants to be in second, 5 ahead of Irwani, and the trailer is Hunter. Continuing that way to the half-mile point, and Stat still has the lead, and Big Daddy Dave's in no hurry to go after him. He's second, 6 ahead of Irwani and Hunter. Half a mile from the finish. The leader is Stat. He's comfortable up front with a 1.5 advantage. Given more rain as Vasquez on Big Daddy Dave is racing in second, and these 2 start to pick up the pace a touch at the 3 furlong point. Irwani and Hunter at the back as they round the far turn. Here's the move. Daddy
Yeah,
Dave, and he's
nobody's
up
gonna
to
catch
take the
this
lead
horse.
now. Trying to hang with him is Stat, well clear of the insider Wani and Hunters
Two
at the
made it
back
easy,
as they run
set
to the
up the
top of the
race with
stretch.
7.
Big Daddy Dave striding with a purpose. He has the lead by 3 now. Stat flat to the boards and losing ground to the leader. Hunter's going to try to catch him off the turn in the stretch drive. With an eighth of a mile to go, he's won races all over North America, and today he gets career victory number 1,000. We're speaking of trainer Peter Walder and Big Daddy Dave running up this.
I didn't think it was the horse.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, 7 wins. I don't know, 5-10 lengths or something makes that look easy.
This thing ain't gonna pay all that much.
Yeah, it's gonna. And you beat that 5 horse, but I don't know. I guess maybe some people singled that 5 horse in the last race, but you get big chalk there in 1-2 Oldy, and yeah, Fish, you called the 7 for sure. Well done.
Much the best. Maybe Walder knew that the 7 was going to win here and scratch the 4 out. It was the horse that I really liked in that spot.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Rodney, good job. I'm glad you played the super over the tribe, man. Well, nicely done. It didn't get 3rd, but it got 4th. 18-1. It took some money, but Delaware, 8 minutes, really? I feel like we just watched them race.
We spent a lot of time sitting there waiting for Monmouth to load and start.
We missed Ruidoso. Yeah, we did, didn't we? We missed Ruidoso race 6, Oldy, so that's a bummer.
Yeah.
3 horse had a big pace advantage. Wow, that's wild. 12 points. 10 horse, big favorite, though, but not going to matter at this point. 5 horse, interesting, 58 pace and big GSR, but 3 horse was pace of the race by 12. The 8 horse, too, had a good pace, so my guy, I'm watching the race here. I'm guessing the 8 or 3 going to win. The 10 might win, though. That big favorite. It looks like 8 got the – the 8 beat the 10. Yeah. Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, there it is. Second pace, man. 30%, Oldie. Look at that. 10 got up for second. So, all right.
Let's see. Delaware.
Race number 8.
The 3, 8 is at 8-5, 7% horse. E second choice. It has wins against 48s and 62s, but hasn't run really since then. That was in 2022. 3rd off the layoff here. You have 5, 3. You have the 8. It's a little interesting, but needs the lead. It looks like the 4 probably will need the lead too. I'm just looking for.
I mean, the 3's not necessarily probably going to get the lead, to be honest. This horse hasn't gotten the lead in his last 5 races. So.
Well, you definitely have that cluster of pace numbers that often leads to a pace duel too.
2 horses taking a ton of money, y'all. 3-1 on the current live odds was from a 12-1 morning line. You are the one.
Beat 42's last time out, breaking its maiden, lightly raced. Bullet workout. Wow, that was before the last race though. Get Centano. I don't see it. I mean, again, 7%. And the question is, so why, the 5 beat 50s and then was racing against Far Too Tough, but, almost beat 68s before going to the shelf. And then came back against 54s, going too long and is shortening back up here. I feel like the 5 should be the favorite here. Looks like he'll get the pace set up too.
It's a big drop in SOR. 7-horse, top EquinEdge pick, Alice Harper, Oldie, not taking any money. I remember this horse from Gulfstream. Burned some money last out, right? And
Yeah.
you know, the public's like, whoa, we're staying away. This horse is off the claim, though, is the only thing I would say. And it's also adding blinkers, it looks like, which it has not worn, at least in a long time. That's interesting. 4-year-old. I mean, I don't know what to think of this horse, to be honest. It is 28% to win as the top EquinEdge pick, Oldie. You know, off the claim and not taking any money, which is not surprising. It burned a lot of money last out as a big favorite, but was on the rail. So gets off the rail. I don't know. I don't really know what to think of that horse.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for me, I'm just looking at the 5 getting back to sprinting. Second off the layoff. I don't know why they ran it long, unless they were trying to get some endurance into the horse. But you see there was a 9-point GSR drop, and now they're going back to the horse's preferred distance.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's where I think I'm going to take a stand.
What about, you got Lunita here. This horse 10%, 11 to 1. A lot of prices. I guess if we look at it from a pace perspective, which I always try to do, Oldie, the 3, I mean, I guess that's the hard part here. Rose gets back aboard, and when he's rode, this horse has shown speed predominantly. So I don't really know what happened here in a few of these races. So this horse all of a sudden has not been showing speed, though, after it did in, you know, mid 22, and then it's never shown speed since then. I guess that would be my concern of this horse. So
I mean, to me, it looks like it might have an issue breaking. That you know, it broke slowly last time before going to the shelf, and then came back and is breaking slowly.
And I don't know this jockey Rose, but he's obviously a good jockey. But
yeah,
that's the concern I guess I would have is, and so if that happens, I mean, maybe that horse doesn't show speed. I mean, the 4 going to show speed. This horse has been sprinting on the dirt, and then it was on the turf. You know, has shown speed. The 2, the EquinEdge long shot. I mean. I don't know. I mean, this horse might show a little bit of pace, but it may not necessarily go to the lead. Second time off the layoff, it broke its maiden Oldie there, right? And they obviously thought a lot of this horse. You know, they put it in a stakes race here as a 2-year-old last year, but then it just kind of got destroyed in its next couple races. Put it at the right spot, comes back here at 16,000 claimer.
Catherine says the 2 looks good. 2's still the favorite.
I mean, that horse skin just crushed at the window. It's pretty wild. 3 to 1.
Off 12 to 1 on the morning line.
My concern, though, Oldie, is like I think that horse is going to take some pressure on the inside like that. Yeah. So it did show it could rate here, right, versus getting the lead, but that was versus much, much easier. I mean, a 42 to a 54 is a big difference.
The 8 looks like it wants to battle on the lead, too. Like that horse has broken off the lead and fought, even though it did not it broke a little slower last time off and wasn't able to do that. You know, we agree the 3 needs to be up there. The 4, same situation, and the 2. So I mean, there's a lot of. This could be another situation where you see 5, 6 wide for the first turn, and that's why I like that. That was why I like the 5 too.
I'm with you. I think I think you've broken the pace down really well. Even if the 3 doesn't go, I think the 2, 4, and 8 are going to be up there to show speed. So, I think you're right. It's like, the 7 horse is the top EquinEdge pick. It's a horse, coming out of Gulfstream, right?
Yep.
1%'s less, but I wouldn't, when there's a horse there, I got the video on. I wouldn't be surprised to see that horse run well. The 6 horse has the Apprentice, which this horse had an Apprentice with this jockey 2 back, right? And 1 at Tampa and a 40. This is not a great race. So you're getting a big price on this horse. Is a 3-year-old. But I don't know. This is a little bit interesting. This horse ran well in a 46. I'd be curious if it can keep improving here. It's gonna have to. But I love seeing that the Apprentice gets back aboard, and the Apprentice won with this horse and nearly won. So
Yeah.
it is a jump in SOR though here, I think, coming from Tampa though, Oldy. But it did. It raced at Delaware, so there's 1 race over the track. So
Yeah, I do question if there's a a class, whether the horse has enough class for this group. It is definitely going to have to take a step forward, but it's not impossible. And the bug does help a little bit. The other thing I noted here was that she wasn't the first apprentice to ride this horse. That they actually had this horse at 110 pounds.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
But I'll give credit for the connections reasonably placing the horse after its win. It instead of going way up, they kept it at a reasonable level too, and it ran pretty well and almost won against 12-5s. I just don't know if it's good enough against in an open 16 race. It's actually non-winners of a race since May 30th. It is the condition. So if it's either non-winner of 2 or non-winners of a race since May 30th. So that's how a horse like the 8 qualifies, who has 2 wins, and the 3 as well. But all these horses are pretty lightly raced. Only the 9, I'm sorry, the 7 has 9 races. That's the most of this group. It's not like you have an 0 for 27 horse here or 1 for 27 horse. Looks like we're loaded.
The outside gate. I'll fill the gate. That is in the gate. Away again, running to a nice even start. Lunita's the first one to break the line, but there goes Childproof. Also hustle away, creative cadence, 1 from the inside, you're the one. And my true passions him up right across the track. Lita has spec shoes, despite those long shot odds behind the 5-prong battle up top. Alice Harper is second last, and Unbridled Sass brings up the rear. 5 of them across the track. You're the one takes the trail up the rail. Childproof tries to put that nose in front. Lunita has the white cap. Creative Cadence is behind the speed.
The 5 and the 7 couldn't ask for more to run into.
Alice Harper's coming alive.
5 not running though.
No. Shoes rides the rail and Unbridled.
It's gonna. I don't know if the 7 will get there, but 6 running a good race. We'll have to see if the horse has some horse still on the outside, though. I don't think so.
Okay, why would you go if you're that far behind on the 5? Why would you go like 12 wide into like the 12 path?
Speed holds there.
The 16th pole, you're the one is slipping away from Childproof whenever is said and done. You're the one has won it.
See, people knew.
Oh, that was the 2. You're right. Yeah, 5-2, man. Much the best. Public money pointed it there. So all that speed held up front. So all right.
What do we got coming up here?
We got a few more races before the last at Gulfstream. Monmouth race number 6, Oldy. I know the 2 horse was an interesting play based on what you've been following. So I would just land on the 2 here based on the long shot play. But I don't know what your thoughts are.
Well, it's also it's a horse with 3 wins in a group of non-winner of 1s.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's and 17%. You're getting 5-1, so never can complain there. The 4-horse big favorite, top GSR Oldy, as a bit of a pace figure, and then top win at 45% and top EquinEdge picks. So One America, has all of these high win percents, Oldie. That's whenever what I don't like to see is, a bunch of win percents and not winning. It was only the favorite a couple times in there, but, and is in a 56 here. So I don't like to see that. I think these are vulnerable horses usually.
Well, and this horse has been at this level for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Around the 50s, let's call it. But this is its third race at 30K restricted, and it really this horse appears to need the lead. If I were to say why this horse hasn't been winning, but it also, it got to the lead here, surrendered it, got it back, and then lost the fight. Maybe Paco aboard will get it where it needs to be, but the 5 sitting here is fast. And, the 5's not going to just give up the lead to Paco here with Camacho aboard.
This horse is going to the front, went to the front last out in a 50 and dueled in weekend. I expect going to happen again because the one going to send Oldy on the rail. That's going to happen. The speed here going to be absolutely hot between the 1, 3, and 5. The 3 is the second EquinEdge pick, but this horse just broke its maiden in a 48 on the lead and kind of holds on and runs a game race, but it's coming off a big layoff, so there's a lot of pace here, in my opinion, would be my biggest concern. And I see that the pace here going to duel these people out. So somebody going to come right off the pace, in my opinion.
Yeah, and to me, it looks like either the 2 or the 7.
I
think the 6 just doesn't have enough there. And I haven't seen that the 4 actually wants to pass anybody.
Yeah, this horse just constantly finishes, 5 seconds, 13 tries. The 7, none of these. I think to your point, the 2 was 3 wins, is off the claim here for Skelton. Rojas, the apprentice, rides. He rode last out, and won. So rides back, 1 of 50 to 61% to win. So this horse was a big favorite, but still it shows up as a long shot, which I like to see. So I'm going to take the long shot here in the 2 horse.
Yeah, I am as well. The angle on dirt, by the way, should I give the angle out to people here?
Yeah, go for it. I'm around the restroom, so go for it.
So when the E long shot and the SOR are the same horse, and this is where it gets complicated, and you have a match for either the second or top E pick, which in this case, I'm just going to run this real fast to verify. You have the 4 matching the top win there. So, this angle is a 41% winner on dirt. Amazingly, it's 67% on synthetic. Obviously, smaller sample size, and it's 45% on turf. So it's pretty good across the board. So just giving you that's my E data long shot angle of the week. I make those names up as we go along here, but I think that this on paper sets up well for the 2. We'll see. Paper doesn't always play out as reality. If it did, we'd all win every race. So let's see what happens. See if we get the pace duel and if the 2 is able to sit off and pounce. And we have about 8 minutes to Gulfstream. We also can look at Ruidoso real fast, which is 4 minutes away. And just while we're waiting, so we have something to talk about. Here comes Justin, but Ruidoso, you have the one horse who's top pace, top win percentage, top SOR, but not the top GSR. That's the only thing it's missing. You have the E long shot at 9-1 at Ruidoso. That is top GSR and the long shot. That might be interesting. Just missed in trials last time out, but significantly weaker against 48s. The one horse who's your heavy favorite here, second time starter, was in against 64s as a maiden in trials as well, and just missed there. So that horse is probably legit. Top pace number, like I mentioned, but maybe a 1-4 exacta makes sense here. Thoughts, Justin?
Yeah, I could see it as watching Mount so we still got a little bit of time. I mean, the one horse is going to be very tough here. Cowboys Gunsy. This horse is bred for 400. I was like to kind of click through here. These are all bred for 400, which is good. Maybe not the 6, but 9 can't run. The 7. I don't love this low pace figure, Oldy, at 3-1. So I think you're right to probably look elsewhere for an exacta.
AJ King Crown, I think to your point, I mean, this is a nicely bred horse with the 70s GSR. Gonna have to break okay, gonna be kind of caught in the middle between all these horses. We've predominantly been seeing horses winning on the inside or outside, but I guess that's not true. Maybe we did have somebody in the middle. So, but that's a big GSR for this horse. I'm with you. This looks like 1-4 to me. The 2 horse, might be a little bit interesting. That's a big price at 26-1 if that horse can hit the board. I don't think it can win. So I'd be playing a 1-4 over a 1-2-4, Oldie.
Okay. I'm actually thinking about going straight 1-4.
It's not a bad idea. You could even add the 2, man, for another $1, right? And you're getting 26-1. So, that would be, but I like it. 1-4. I mean, play it cold like that. And I mean,
the 1 looks very tough. I mean, that's a big pace number.
Well, what's interesting is the 2 and the 4 have the same sire, but the GSR is much better on the 4. So the dam side must be much stronger on the 4.
Mm-hmm. All right, they're about to load up in Jersey. We're on the 2, right, Oldie?
Yeah, we are on the 2, yes. I did give out the angle.
Would love to see it here. The horse is currently 7-1, so nice little price.
First time for today's 6th name for Mon.
I think could sit a trip here.
Engineers.
But as I mentioned, oftentimes what appears on paper doesn't play out that way.
And then we'll close it out with Gulfstream here, Oldy, in probably about 5 minutes, it looks like. Hopefully catch that Ruidoso race in between.
We'll see, though. We might miss Ruidoso.
2 out. Life is simple. The Kozan one.
Of course.
Well, 5 broke through the gate.
Sabario.
At least, good job by the assistant starter there to catch the horse.
So Life is simple, who backs away as well.
I think it was at Delaware that there was a good job there too. One of these is going to go off. See how quickly they get the horse back in there.
Sabario loads back in. Here's Life is Simple. Pedro Cotto Jr.
And the Kozan one.
And they're
Well, a lot of speed,
There's
like
early
we
speed from between
expected.
Horses, and there's Chief Engineer in the pick.
Yep.
Chief Engineer One America, they're 1-2. Just off of them is the Kozan.
Four showed speed. Interesting.
Face of Barrio in the green silks is making up.
Tried to show speed to go with the one,
in the
but
fifth spot, that's Coal Mine. The two at the back, Life is Simple with the trailer. Ghost Dinero, it's Chief Engineer at 20-1. Is taking him into the far turn is by a clear length. Room at the rail here. Here comes Face of Barrio, and out wider there's One America. 3 across the racetrack. Just having to check there was Face of Barrio. Couldn't get through.
Cozen one looks
Here, Lane
be
Leslie,
sitting good here.
they are having a quarter mile left to go, and they're a length and a half clear. Face of Barrio now waiting for
I'm trying to
green silks.
count,
One
but-
America stalling just a touch. The outside is the Kozan one, who sat off the pace. The Kozan one and the red cap's got some momentum. They are 4 across the racetrack here for a
7
final
get
furlong.
perfect
One
trip.
America's
2 gonna probably get up
Here
and
comes
get
the
third, Oldy.
Yep.
Kozan one. The Kozan one and One America now 1-2.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not because the jockey wasn't riding the horse hard for a while in the stretch.
The Kozan one gets the victory. One
Yeah, I
America
guess so.
second. Then came
I said it would either be the 2 or the 7. Unfortunately, I picked incorrectly there.
yeah,
They
really.
are loading at Ruidoso, so I think we can get Ruidoso in before Gulfstream.
And when the Heaven takes her spot. Here's Balanced Hero. One from the outside. Now leading up, Chips a Salty Candy. Into the gate. Second, that's AJ King Crown.
Same race.
Backing up is the
All right, well, the 1 may be scratching.
I don't think they'll scratch that horse, but that's never a good thing, Oldy, to be honest.
stand on the stanchion.
I don't think they're going to want to scratch in a trial when it's a big favorite like that. Not that they have a lot of choice, but
Leading the field, I Be Famous is on the outside. Still activity 1, Cowboys Gun Z.
that's never good when you see that, Oldy.
Yeah. No, and they haven't put the jock back on. The starters are getting, the assistant starters are getting down.
Getting to back out runners. So
Oh, you might be right.
Right. Out the 2, backing up the rest of the runners. There will be in this race.
Still not in the
I don't
gate
think
at Gulfstream.
that's the photo.
Once again, runners being backed out.
So now what do you think at 2-4?
Yeah, I like the 2-4, man. I mean, that's a big price. I'm watching and kind of was trying to watch Gulfstream. Yeah, I mean, I think you got to play the 4, man. I mean, that's if you remove the 1, I'm guessing you're right, Oldy. It's probably going to scratch. So you end up with a very clustered thing here. I mean, I'm on the 4 all day. And I think you put the 2 underneath. I would just be playing. I think I would just play the 4 to win and then maybe a 4 over 2. And you can box it if you wanted to save. But I think that 4 becomes even more of a little bit of an, jockey trainer, 16%. Is the long shot. You point out as the top GSR. And the 7 a little bit interesting, but I would just put the 4 on top at this point if they're going to scratch the 1, which the horse is still in the gate, it looks like. I'm surprised they haven't actually.
Well, maybe it needs to be maybe it's stuck.
It could be. It's a good point.
Looks like they finally got it. No.
I mean, the thing about that is you're going to end up with, if you haven't scratched it yet, but I think you're probably right.
Well, and maybe you throw the 9 in there from the outside. It ducked in start. And it looks like we're going to Gulfstream.
Yeah.
All right, we're 1,
Moving in.
2, 4 through 7.
The 2023 Florida fiscal year.
No 3, no 8. Good luck. I hope you get a price.
It means a mandatory pad.
I'd be happy with anything but the 5 here, and obviously not happy losing either.
But tomorrow in Hallandale Beach, Dean delivers, takes on Starship
I'd be
Renegade,
surprised
host
if
of
that
other
horse
top quality
wins. I think he might
contenders,
be all right.
including big and classy. 11 races on the card tomorrow. We hope you'll join us with racing forms and programs on sale now. Into line goes Northeast, Sky Cats, and Green Millennium. Waiting for Nyquist Nix and Ferocious Beast.
Why did I use those two horses?
Ferocious Beast to the outside gate. They're at the post.
And it's showtime.
And they're off. From the center, Nyquist Nix gets the first call and tries to establish the pace. He's tugging too. Nyquist Nix to the top. From between horses, Emergency Response is now second. Hung out wide is Ferocious Beast. Just inside him, Green Millennium. Saving ground at the rail is Norfie, racing ahead of Frosty the Soldier and Sky Cats. The trailer is Don't Kiss the Minister. Up front, Angel Morales and Nyquist Nix, a keen leader. They're a length in front. Wide on the course is Ferocious Beast, up and around horses.
They're flying,
They'll send
man.
Emergency Response into action. In fact,
I
he's a
think
bit
it's going to
keen.
be.
Edwin Gonzalez wants him to settle. He's from between horses now.
Originally, I
Not
got to
settled.
imagine
Down at
one
the
of those
inside goes Norfie. He
come off
angles
the
for a
pace
run.
here.
2.5 to Green Millennium, who's in front of Sky Cats and Frosty the Soldier. The trailer
Seven's
remains
just
Don't Kiss
jogging.
the Minister. Now some challengers for Nyquist Nix. He goes to the half-mile point in front. Off cover, it's Camacho Jr. on Norfie through a 47 1/2 mile. Emergency Response is now a 3 wide third. That's all for Ferocious Beast.
Three got
Green
a lot of
Millennium
horses.
goes by
The
him.
seven.
Up on the outside, Sky Cat, saving ground, Frosty the Soldier. Don't Kiss the Minister. Last of all, with some pace ahead of him as they
Sky
round the far
Cat.
turn.
Wow.
3 wide, it's Emergency Response from the rail, Nyquist Nix in between Norfie. From the back, Sky Cat circling horses and on the move. He's racing with Green Millennium.
Seven and
Don't
rolling,
Kiss the
and we'll
Minister and
see
Frosty the
who's
Soldier
the one,
start to
Oldy.
stoke the boilers through 3/4 in 1:12 1. Off the turn and the stretch drive, Green
One on
Millennium.
one
He
side,
has the
gonna
lead with
run
work
by
to
him.
do. Down the center, fresh legs from Miguel Vasquez on Frosty the Soldier.
Bye-bye.
He's charging hard and he sweeps into the front. 1/8 of a mile to
Oh.
go, but this one's over. Frosty the
nicely
Soldier
done.
for
They
Bruno
didn't scratch
Chickadons
the one
clearing
at
off.
Ruidoso,
He's a 5-1 winner
surprisingly.
of the Friday finale.
That's
Green
shocking.
Millennium was second, Sky Cats third, then
Yeah, we'll hop real quick. Oldy, nicely done on your pick 5.
Painful that I missed that first leg of the pick 6 because I paid $3,000.
4 got destroyed at Ruidoso. 1 got an amazing lead and is flying. Looks like 2 or 7 going to get second. 7 going to get.
Seven's gonna win.
I mean, I don't think they obviously wanted that horse to race if you're
Yeah.
the owner, but it may not matter. Maybe it can still make it off that trial, Oldie. Yeah, it loses to the 7, but that was I'm surprised they didn't scratch that horse.
I'm shocked, actually.
Well, what'd the pick 5 pay? Nicely done. You get it home.
Yeah.
At least you beat the 5 horse, which was a good thing.
Yeah. It paid. You would think it would have paid better than this, but it paid, what is it? 350, 360, about 360, 150 plus
Man.
4 out of 5s.
Yeah, I mean, it's a profit. Nicely done. 2 weeks in a row, at least. You get it home on a kind of a crazy racing day with lots of cancellations across the U.S. and Canada.
Yeah.
But nicely done, man.
Yeah, but this is where the computers get you too, because we had 2 favorites and 3 non-favorites, including a 5-1 horse. I feel like you should have gotten more than that here, especially in this size pool.
A win's a win.
Yep.
That's all that matters, man. You play to win. That's what you've done. Nicely done. The 1 horse gets there and beats the chalk. In the 3 horse, I was a little worried for you for a minute, but ended up flattening out and everything. So, all right, y'all. It was a pleasure. Oldie, anything else you want to chat about before we go?
Not that I can think of right now. I'll be around. Originally, we were heading to Bloomington, Indiana, to go see Indiana University with my daughter. It's about 4 hours away, and it's supposed to be raining and severe storms all weekend, so we're going to put that off for another couple of weeks. And so I'll be around if anybody's playing anything or wants to talk horses or anything like that, or baseball or anything fun.
All right, brother. Have a good weekend.
All right.
Happy 4th of July to everyone. 4th of July on Tuesday. Independence Day. Oldy said 1 more minute,
Yeah.
so I will let him talk. But everybody have a good 4th.
All right. Have a good 4th, everybody.
All right. Thanks, Oldy.
All right. Thanks, Justin.